Tom,
Me.
do you like that Aaron Rodgers is still talking trash about the Bears for you guys?
There is always a part of me that will appreciate that he is their daddy.
Even when he's gone, the Bears can't catch a break.
It's basically like Mufasa and Simba, right? In terms of like he's always watching, except Simba turns out to be good, which I don't think the Bears are. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing.
And it's the wrong animal too.
Yeah, exactly. And Lions, they had their time in the sun.
Ooh, they could be Scar though.
Wait, who's Scar?
The Lions. But every season is just them. No, that's
Like ah! We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome back to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS. Yeah. We here. We freaking fracking. What were you saying about the Lions being Scar? I like the part where they get thrown off into the fire and the hyenas.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, except really they're Mufasa. Every season is just them getting thrown off the cliff. But then I was like, oh, yeah, Scar is the one who threw him off the cliff.
Yeah, he did. That's my boy.
The Packers are more like Scar. Well, except recently, because the Lions keep beating the Packers.
Scar. I take that. Besides the dying part. That's, yeah, I agree. Because the most heartbreaking part in The Lion King is when Scar dies. I think that was
my favorite part.
No. That's when Mufasa dies. That
was your favorite part?
I mean, my bro.
You like when Bambi's mom gets shot too, Tom?
I will stand on my business that Scar is one of the best Disney villains of all time because he got the job done. Okay, he wanted to kill his brother. Done. He wanted to exile his nephew. Done. He became king. Done. And did he ruin Pride Rock? Sure, but we all make mistakes. First time boss, first time leader. Give him a little bit of grace.
So you're saying Scar should be the nomination for the Democratic presidential candidate?
I mean, I vote for him.
I get shit done.
Jeremy Irons with that voice. Come on now. Come on now. Raymond A. Don't. Let's go. Yeah, Perna. I'm catching shade like twice. I'm just like, oh, Perna posted a new video. Let me just check this out for a hot second. Drop a like, just being a supportive, kind friend. Fan of the year. Rigged. Oh, all right, cool. Cool. 10 seconds into the video, I'm getting crapped on. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
You're
Never
welcome.
watching any of your videos ever again.
You're welcome. That's a nice shout out, though, It's so funny to me.
Anyway, we're back because Perna decided
you can say anything's rigged today. That's what's great. That's what's great about America.
You just yell, rigged. Yep.
What do you do? Raise like $1 million for charities?
True.
Rigged.
For who?
Fake.
I got all my receipts.
Give me Mufasa and Jafar on one ticket, and they got my vote.
Jafar. He turns into a big red genie.
In terms of the way a villain looks, he nailed it.
That's true. That is very, very
true. You need the VP to have the look. Your president gets the job done. All right, what were you going to say? What do we do? Oh, we're talking football today, right?
Yeah, but you went away. You got away. You went out into the mountains, had a nice time.
Yes. I was breathing so much fresh air up there.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
And then we drove home yesterday, and all the Canadian wildfire smoke is covering our state right now. So, the whole way home, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, there's got to be a fire somewhere.
Yeah.
But then it was
it
never cleared. So it's pretty disgusting. I've never seen that much smoke.
It was like last year during 30 and 30. On the East Coast, it was so much fun. It was not fun. My lungs were on fire. It was terrible.
Yeah. But riding the rigs up there in the mountains, it's the best.
It's
the best.
Not wrong, Dave. Definitely could.
Barely have internet service.
Hell yeah.
It's a good way to detach. Just needs to be longer. I need a longer duration.
I was talking about that yesterday. I was just like, yeah, like there needs to just be a downtime of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like I could get a lot of decompression done in 2 weeks.
YouTube needs to give you a box to like click while you're away.
Yeah.
Just the away button.
Very late term. I mean, you see, Simba was not that was a child. Was a child. Simba. I mean, Simba, just like, yep, go take care of him. Mufasa, that's really late term. Really late term. Get
loud for the Strouds.
That's it.
The Stroud boys.
Hey, Matthew, let's go. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that was cool. What was that like? What was Mafia
so
like?
That was dope. So what happened is Dell from 26 Shirts, who I met last year because one, Colleen, a great mod, and also many fans have sent me 26 shirts. And so I got in touch with Dell and used him for 30 and 30 to make the tour shirts. And so like then I met Dell again because he was the Bills fan of the year, and so we went to the Super Bowl together. And so he reached out to me in April and was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this Mafia Con thing. I don't really like know the logistics of it yet. It'd be sometime maybe in July. Like, would you be down to fly up to Buffalo and like just appear and like sign things and all that, and all the net proceeds go to charity?" And I was like, "Absolutely, just let me know when." And so like things like slowly came together, and they had their inaugural Mafia Con last Saturday. So what I had to do, because like Delta is canceling every flight ever. I already canceled to go out to Milwaukee, so fun times.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I had to. I woke up at 6 a.m., drove down to JFK, got on a plane, got out at Buffalo, was there from like 11 o'clock until the event ended around like 6. I think I left around like 4-ish. And then like went back to the airport, worked for a few hours on reaction videos, like just writing them by hand, and then got on a plane back. And it was a long day, but it was super cool. They sold out their first one. They sold 500 tickets.
Wow, nice.
Keon Coleman was there. So like they had a bunch of players signing stuff too, which was really cool. They had some food trucks and stuff. It was really cool, especially for a first time. So I'm excited to see like how that's going to evolve. So, and hell yeah, Matthew brought the poster from 30 and 30 of me jumping through the table. So I got to sign that, which was pretty dope. So great to meet you too, Matthew. Let's go.
Weird, I didn't get an invite, and I actually, unlike Tom, thinks Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league. So,
oh, did you bleed for Buffalo yet? Because I did.
I bleed out of my butt every season for them. You're gonna ask a follow up?
On a personal note, I think you should go for a follow up, like a checkup. That's not normal if you are bleeding. How do you know it's for the Bills?
Buffalo all the way this time.
No, like when you poop and there's blood, because that's what you're saying. How do you know it's for?
It says that when it comes out.
Oh, so you're pooping in letters.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's BILLS. Is that what's coming out?
No, it says Buffalo all the way this time. It's the calligraphy that my anus can produce, Tom, would blow your mind.
So you're cursing the Bills every time you go to the bathroom because you say they're going to do shitty.
Yeah, the doctor always said my butt great for calligraphy.
That is 100% accurate. I was like, I'm not going to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wit. I was wrong. I was ignorant. That is a great film. It is a great movie. You know what I watched last night? Another great movie I haven't seen in a while. I watched Logan to prepare for Deadpool and Wolverine. Logan's such a great movie, dude. It is besides being a great superhero movie, it's just a great movie. So good.
Yeah, that one was good.
Sorry, but kidding. Lions are Luke and the Rebel. No. Nay. And if you even want to go with that analogy, the Death Star will be built again. Somehow, the Packers have returned. That's right. But
the Packs are backs.
There's one thing that Terry and I could both agree on. Him as a Lions fan, me as a Packers fan.
No! Make him come. No! They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
Right. Appreciate you, Terry. But no, they're not the Rebel Lions.
Silva. Who the hell is Pepe Silva?
But, Perna, football's back. Training camp is back.
No.
Actual, somewhat news is kind of back.
No, it's not back.
We're closer,
This is my
buddy.
least favorite week of the year.
Because everyone's going to overblow everything?
Well, it's just like, kinda. It's like you see the players showing up to the facility, and that's all you really get. It reminds me of the work that's coming, but there's still nothing really in sight outside of the Hall of Fame game, and I don't know. July just feels too early for me to actually see the players' faces walking in.
You got one more week, buddy.
I don't want to see it yet.
Here's the problem, Perna. Okay, I'm going to be very honest. I am never jumping through a table on gravel ever again. That destroyed my back, and I'm never doing that again. Is there a part of me that wants to do a protected jump through a table on fire? Maybe there's
protected.
Yeah, I'm not going on my with a t-shirt and just jumping on a whole bunch of flames. I'm not. Perna, you're pooping and bleeding out here. All right.
Yeah, I don't need no protection.
You gonna go jump through a flaming table?
I think the one way you get kicked out of the Bills Mafia is by doing a protected jump.
Excuse me. Nay.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I think a
because
protected
lot of times
jump.
They are
Get out of
jumping
here.
on grass or in the snow. The snow helps, or they're in their big puffy jackets. Now, there's sometimes where y'all crazy mofos are jumping in the parking lot, which, respect. Shouldn't do it, but respect. But also, people aren't diving and jumping elbows, okay? They're doing leg drops. They're landing on their butt, because that makes sense. It's nice and cushy. So, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Yeah, his parents oh, this guy's going to suck. So we're going to name him Scar. I think he has a real name, but his name's just badass as Scar. Also,
Scar.
Dick move from Mufasa. What's up, Scar? Can you imagine, right? Maybe you had an accident, right? Maybe you're limping a little bit, and Mufasa, your brother, is just oh, what's up, peg leg? That's offensive. Mufasa's the villain. That's it. Mufasa's the villain. So, give me one piece of evidence that Scar's the bad guy. Sure, you can look at the hyenas doing the goose step. It doesn't look great. Great song. It's a great song. I'm just saying the propaganda against Scar, it's a little too much. Just saying.
See? Yeah, who's Pepe Silva?
Listen, Perna, get your poop checked. We've gone 13 minutes and we've mentioned football one time. We are so back.
We are back.
We are so back, buddy.
Let's
talk about actual football before we get into the AFC South. In terms of news that's breaking. So CeeDee Lamb saying, I ain't participating, I ain't showing up practice till I get a new contract. That's one. Also, the Cowboys need to also pay Dak Prescott. Also, Michael Gallup retiring?
That was a bit of a surprise. He's young. That's a young man.
True. Yeah. So,
but he's had injuries. A lot of injuries.
I'm
sure his body just does not feel right.
Talk
Mine
about the big
feels
news.
right when it does calligraphy. Yeah, hold on. I'm just trying to bring up something here.
Jordan Love?
No. Yeah. So you said CeeDee Lamb, and then I saw Spot Track post this. And Cowboys got 3 guys who want to be the highest paid dudes on earth, right? That's a bit of a conundrum. You can't invest all your money into just 3 guys.
I think they should.
I think it's probably time Dak takes a little bit of a hometown discount. He's gotten paid. You know? He's gotten his bag. They haven't gotten over the hump. I'm pro it's Dak discount time.
Yeah.
The other guys, they can get paid.
I mean,
are wide receivers usually the second highest paid players?
Left tackles are usually high up
tackle
there.
or wide receiver one?
Wide receiver, a few years ago. Remember when the market was really insane?
Yeah.
That's when it started getting wild.
Yeah, so he wants to be the highest paid non-QB. Okay. And Parsons
corner.
also the highest paid non-QB.
Yeah. Well, Perna, out of those three guys, what's your priority order? Like, where's you going? Like, okay, I got to get this guy done first. This one.
Well, probably. I mean, your quarterback. But if I had to choose, let's put it this way: if I had to choose between paying CD or Micah, I'm going to pay Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And it's not like I think CD Lamb is one of the best receivers in the NFL. I just think receivers are easier to replace than premier edge rushers. And also just like you could argue Parsons is top 5 defender overall every year. So I would say Parsons a little bit more of a priority.
He'd be number 1?
Yeah. If I had to choose between him and Lamb.
And then you're going Dak after that?
Leading the lamb to the slaughter if I have to. Anybody ever think of making a wordplay joke off of CD Lamb's name, Tom?
I think you're the first one to do it, Brandon.
Cool. First, nailed it. Okay, so you got that. Here we go. Other thing I saw today.
Hell yeah.
Look at this hero in an Amon-Ra, rah, St. Brown jersey, saving a woman whose car went into a lake.
Come on, Jordan. Why?
Now, the reports are saying while he was saving her, he was singing Amon-Ra, rah, 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 St. Brown. And he was saying it over and over again, which actually helped soothe the woman, calm her stress level down, and helped him save her life. So not only did this man save somebody's life, he credited me for helping. Not outwardly, but in his heart. Also in Detroit Lions news, Dan Campbell has been shrunk, Tom.
Did you just, like, slowly kind of take credit for saving a woman's life? Also, shout out to that person. That's dope.
I helped save somebody's life.
Amon Ra 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 St. Brown.
I let that 16-second clip, and
I think it could be longer.
Listen to it. I'm like, is it really only 16 seconds?
Yeah. Every time I'm like, that clip's too short. It's too short.
Let's go.
Yeah. I just want this to be the official image for the NFL season.
That's a large podium.
It takes a lot to make Dan Campbell look tiny.
That is a very large podium.
Dude is like 2 of us put together, Tom, and he looks like a little boy up there.
That's my first press conference.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
we're gonna practice grit.
I saw him doing up downs literally at training camp, and I was like, yeah, football season's back.
Yeah.
In addition, Jordan Love holding in. So he's like he's sitting in all the meetings. He's going on the field. He's just not actually throwing. He's waiting for that contract.
That's like the politest holdout. I'm here, but I'm not going to do anything to get me hurt.
He's like standing in the pouring rain yesterday, just like in sweats, just like, like I'm going to be here. So good God. So I made a video on this, and it was the first Packers video I made in a hot minute. And I was like, this feels so good to actually talk about like new Packers football right now. And there are some people who are like, oh man, like this is crazy. And I knew like national media, they were to potentially sensationalize it a bit. But at this moment, I am not concerned in any way, shape, or form. Love wants to get it done. The Packers want to get it done. I imagine it's going to happen within the next week. I'm not concerned right now. So they got Jacob Eason. They brought him in to get some more reps. That's fine. Whatever. So you wanted to be out there. I imagine that a deal is coming very quickly. Very, very quickly.
They'll pay him. Yeah.
It's going to be high. It's going to
get paid all the money.
It's going to be really high. I think you're looking 55, 60 now. It's going to be up there. It's going to be I imagine the way Woo! I was talking to somebody about this. I imagine the way it's going to look like it's going to be very incentive heavy, in which it's like, QB rating or yards or make a Super Bowl or make a Pro Bowl, whatever. I imagine there's going to be a lot of that in there, and the Packers are going to want as much as humanly possible. of like incentives to see, it reduces the risk a little bit. And yeah, I think it's going to get done within a week. I'm not concerned at the moment.
He should have incentives based on how much shit he talks to Bears fans.
That's accurate.
Every public dissing of the Bears, extra $1 million.
Yeah.
All right. Here was the other thing I did want to talk about just a little bit.
There you go, Silver. There you go. Uh-oh, there's a grin. That's never good. Oh.
Aaron Rodgers officially ranked as the 92nd best player for his 4 snaps in 2023.
They're great 4 snaps. Yep.
4 snaps. 5 snaps? 4. Whatever.
Yeah, it was 4. Yeah.
Now this has happened before. Peyton Manning got 50th best player
Twisted nose.
when he missed all of the 2011 season.
Yeah. It's true. Scar is a king for everyone.
When Peyton missed that season, the Colts finished with the worst record in the league.
Yep.
It was symbolic of how important he was to the Colts.
Sure.
To me, this is funny because it's 92. Like 50 made sense for Peyton Manning for that year. It's like, okay, you're right in the middle. Here's kind of a tribute. How the fuck did they get to the number 92? That's what's weird about it. Like if he was 100, I would get it. Like, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers, here's a shout out to him. He didn't play 50. Yeah, but 92 just seems arbitrary.
It does seem pretty arbitrary.
I think it's because the Jets won too many games without him.
They're like, all right, he gets pushed back. Yeah, I mean, this is going to sound like really bad, but like, does anyone really care? Like, is anyone actually upset about this?
Looks like 16,000 people care, Tom, and maybe 1.9 thousand people really care.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like, yeah, okay, like, he could be on it. I know he played 4 snaps, but it's like you said, like, there's already, like, a precedent that's been set, because it's the players voting on who they think are the best players in the league, right? So it's cool from that perspective. Like, I always appreciated when they talked about, like, Devontae Adams, because you had, like, corners come out or other wide receivers come out and be like, Devontae is that good. It was nice when he was on my team and they were saying that. But, he's, like, that good. It's cool to hear, like, those little video clips and everything like that. But, yeah, like, this is off-season content, right? I mean, and he dropped 41 spots. So I think it's like, hey, he's still that guy. There's still obviously a reputation that Aaron Rodgers has, and that's why he's on the list at all.
I think it is. He's still that guy, maybe. He is kind of old. That is a big injury.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I don't remember Peterson or Watt getting up there. Well, yeah, what did Adrian Peterson get? Because him and Manning missed the same season. So I'll have to look into this, Kevin.
Yeah, so I think, like, it's off-season.
I will say, I finally started watching The Boys, and now I finally get all the memes. I finally understand the memes.
You started watching it? It's good. Yeah. The first few seasons are, like, excellent, too. They're really, really good.
I'm in season 1. It's very good.
Season 1's very good. Yeah.
I just never wanted, like, I knew what it was about.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do a superhero thing. I was just so fucking burnt out on all the superhero shit, even though it's a parody of that.
Destroy him every day.
Now I'm there.
No, well, we were just talking about Logan, right? It's not superhero fatigue. It's like mid-movie fatigue. It's like, just make good stories. Like, just make good movies, and you're rocking, and you're good. Yeah,
I am superhero fatigued, though.
You think they ever tried just making good movies? Why don't they just do that? Why don't they just do that?
I like how Eddie Murphy came back from not acting for a decade plus just to remake all of the movies he's already done.
Yeah.
Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, and then he's voicing Shrek 5 or whatever.
Shrek 5, baby.
And don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have Eddie back, but I would have liked maybe one original, a new movie with Eddie.
Shrek 5 is going to be a new movie, I'm just saying. Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Mufasa kills Shrek in Shrek 5.
Maybe he did. They're making a Mufasa movie after Disney defiled the corpse that was The Lion King with that live action remake. The fact that they are pumping out another live action Mufasa movie that nobody's asking for, Hard pass. Hard pass.
You came here for Lion King hot takes. Today
that's
is the
true.
right
Pern
day.
apparently has all the time to watch Boys Not Coach.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch Coach for an hour before I go to bed. Although it might put me to sleep faster than the boys. Ooh! Ooh! Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
When I die and you have to watch all of those streams for charity, just know I'll be in the afterlife laughing. Just know.
If you die before me, I will watch Coach next to your open casket. The whole thing.
The funeral will be like 26 hours long.
I'll have it up on my phone. You'll be right
just so
next
no
to
one
me
can
at the
watch
corpse.
it. It's just on your phone.
And I'll be like, I should have done this while you were alive. Why didn't I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Why
But then
didn't
I'll
I?
have a video that's playing because I will have already predicted this. And I'll then release more Coach episodes after I'm dead.
Tom Grossi reacts to his own death.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe that guy died. What?
Oh, you should send me a bunch of those clips just in case.
Tom Grossi reacts to Tom Grossi's death.
Yeah, because then I'll post it on your channel and it will do numbers.
It'll do numbers.
Like
But
you'll
you know
be
what?
dead and you'll still be gaining more subscribers than me. It'll be the ultimate flex.
Dude, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If you could bury me with the gold play button, that'd be sick. I'd appreciate that. I gotta earn it first. I gotta try. Anyway, rah 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 rah. You want to talk about football?
Yeah.
Let's talk about AFC South. Let's do it. This is gonna be an interesting one. I'm excited to talk about this division because
This division is interesting.
it could go a bunch of different ways. I don't think the Titans way. I think they're gonna still be figuring it out a little bit, but I'm curious to see like how competitive they're gonna be. And then there's like three teams that a lot of people high on the Colts. A lot of people high on the Colts. They could take a big step this year, depending on Anthony Richardson. And of course, you got the Jaguars, who kind of blew it last year. And then you got the reigning, defending AFC South champions, the Strouds.
Is this division have the youngest quarterbacks? Because you got Stroud, Richardson, and Levis. They're all heading into their sophomore season.
It might be.
Trevor Lawrence is the oldest quarterback in that division, which just feels kind of crazy to me.
Because you have the NFC North, so Love has been in for like a few years now. Goff is a little, but then you have, I guess because you have two brand new guys.
You got Russ and you have Fields if he plays.
That's
what makes this division so wild to me because
it's true.
All right, we're gonna assume CJ Stroud is as. It's gonna be hard for him to be as good as he was last year because he was so good. Like it's unfair to put those expectations on him.
Yeah.
But I think he's that good. I think he'll be better, which is crazy. Trevor Lawrence, don't know. Don't know. Is it gonna be? Is it gonna be good? Oh, and I give him an official Viking funeral.
First of all, the people that care about me would never, ever bury me in a Vikings jersey.
First, we need to trick Tom into signing over power attorney.
That is never happening. Second of all,
I'm not going to take your money, but I will give you a Viking funeral.
I'm not getting buried. Okay? There's no shot I'm getting buried. So,
anyway. Viking funeral for Tom Grossi.
Adrenaline in my soul. Beat the Chiefs, please. Please just beat the Chiefs.
Richardson coming back from injury, only in his second season. Will Levis. We have no clue if Will Levis is good or terrible or average.
The Titans are high on him. The Titans are high on him. So
of course they have to be.
They don't have to be. They could have brought.
Yeah, you better fucking be high on him. You better be.
Also, Perna, do you like Joe Burrow's new look? Do you?
I mean, for the memes, I love it.
I appreciate that.
He had beautiful hair before.
Yeah.
So, we'll start at the Colts though. Better season, Richardson or Will Levis? You got to take one statistically.
I'm leaning Richardson.
I would think if they both play 16 or 17 games,
I think Richardson. Yeah,
Richardson's a safer bet.
I think
I don't know if Richardson will play the full season.
I think Levis, there's a potential he has more passing yards. I think maybe Richardson's gonna be all-purpose yards. Has more.
Actually, I don't know if either guy plays all season. I just talked about like Levis has an issue of taking too many hits. Not even just sacks, just a guy who gets hit a lot. Like he'll throw the ball, and then he will run over to a defender and ask that defender to tackle him.
That's true.
So I don't know yet.
The Colts for me, good. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Also, if you've got comeback player of the year behind you, your chances of getting hurt increase. People don't want to like talk about this, but Joe Flacco is going to be coaching Richardson into chaos. So Flacco can win comeback player of the year award back to back, which I believe would make him the first ever to get back-to-back comeback player of the year awards. Do you know the only guy to win comeback player of the year twice, Tom? Do you know who that is?
No.
Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington.
Good for Chad Pennington.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Some Chad Pennington lore and trivia.
You only get one shot for mom's spaghetti.
Hey, let's freaking go, Caleb. Let's go. Let's go.
Holy shit, brain surgery?
Caleb.
Nice.
Boom. Kick that brain surgery in the face. Let's go.
Fuck yeah, Caleb.
Let's go. Let's go. I hope things continue to recover well. Let's rock, baby.
I'm also going to assume that the brain surgeon said the best thing for your brain to heal is watching GPS.
It's not going to put any strain on it.
It's like no exercise.
Yeah.
Rest a lot and make sure when you're awake, you watch GPS.
Yeah.
To get everything firing, baby.
Oh, no. I was going to say nothing's firing because it's just like just watch GPS. It's like, all right. Yeah. Just not stimulating. Just kind of go. Or is that more clickbait?
Either fair enough.
Yeah, we like the show. Yeah.
We believe in ourselves.
And we believe in Joe Hendry.
All right, so
he also didn't Perna, real quick. I just want to let you know, because I know now you're a devout wrestling fan, a devout Joe Hendry fan. After that one clip. Unfortunately, he did not win the TNA championship at the most recent pay-per-view. So
what bastard.
He didn't win. But he pinned the reigning champion Moose. So big bump for him. You got Nick Nemeth, right? It's Nemeth now. It's Dolph Ziggler from WWE. Perna doesn't know any of this, but yes. I think he's going to win the big one just at one of their bigger pay-per-views. So don't worry. Don't worry, Brandon. It'll happen. Keep believing. Continue.
I believe I can fly. Damn it.
Did you want me to take over now for the Colts? Did I completely derail you?
No. I stopped listening to what you were saying a long time ago.
Like 3 years ago, or?
Just as soon as you said wrestling, I zoned the fuck out.
Got it. Also, yeah, on the Vikings, Perna, you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
On the Vikings? What?
Didn't you have me? Oh, no, you signed me with a Minnesota team.
Minnesota.
Gophers, right?
Yeah.
How dare you? All right, let's talk about the Colts.
Yes.
Are you done talking about Colts? I have lots to say about the Colts.
Just give me what you got.
Okay, so Jonathan Taylor, I'm really excited to see him like back and no drama, no nothing. Michael Pittman Jr. really emerged as like the guy last year because I think they were just waiting. Like Michael Pittman's always been like a solid receiver, but he really took that next step last year. I think Gardner Minshew like is going to do well for the Raiders because he played well for the Colts, and Pittman was a big part of that. So if Richardson and Pittman have that connection, I think it's going to be fine. I'm curious about Mitchell there. I really want Alec Pierce to do well. I really do. I like Alec Pierce. But I think that this is a team whose offense, they're younger and there's definitely some question marks, but I'm excited to see what they look like. I think the biggest question mark, of course, is just Richardson. Like, can he stay healthy? The very small sample size that we got, it looked pretty solid. It's just, can he elevate his game and stay healthy? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah.
So I love DeForest Buckner on that defense. Their secondary, but I think they're going to be a very competitive team, and they'll be competing for the division title. So,
yeah, I think their receiving
you good, Michael?
core has improved over the last like two. They went from like a team you're like, who the hell is there to catch footballs outside of Pittman to we saw Josh Downs play well last season.
Yeah.
You've seen Alex Pierce flash from time to time. They add a rookie in Adonai Mitchell. It's just, and you trust Shane Steichen orchestrating the play calling for that offense. Jonathan Taylor bounced back from his injury. I think their offense is going to be fine. I agree with you. The real question is, can Wesley French become the starting center? I'm not rooting against Ryan Kelly per se, but if we can have French fries on the offensive line every week, I just think that's the right thing for America. But that's the right thing for America, Tom, if we have French fries on the offensive line.
Yep.
Okay.
So where do you have them finishing?
Also, I like Leatu Latu.
They're going to hope their pass rush is like pretty darn good.
Kwity Paye he's been okay. Not as good as they needed him to be where he was drafted.
That'll be interesting.
Where do they finish? Oof. This is so hard because oh God.
I know.
I think second. I think they're going to be second in the division.
I was going to say second.
I think
it's between 2 and 3. I think it's between 2 and 3.
The Jags and the Colts at 2 and 3 we're debating.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take the Colts because there's a little more mystery there, you know?
Yes, there is more mystery. It depends on their QB. I mean, that's really... So, I think just sample size, right? You've seen more from Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence, like, got to definitely clean up stuff, and you worry about coaching a little bit in Jacksonville. I think right now, the most confidence you have in a team, besides potentially the Jaguars who've like been there before, it's the Strouds, right? It's the Texans, because they're coming off a hot year. They won the division at the end, won a playoff game as well. And you imagine like with the addition of like Stephon Diggs and stuff, they're just going to keep on going up and up.
Yeah.
Because they're just a young, really exciting team. Like they remind me a little bit of the Bengals from a couple years ago when they made that Super Bowl run. Because you look at their receivers, right? Tank Dell's going to be back. Nico Collins going to be good. And you add Stephon Diggs, who even if, let's just say, because he really didn't do anything for Buffalo like that last half of the season, he disappeared. Let's just say, bare minimum, he is a amazing wide receiver 3, and I don't think he's a wide receiver 3, right? I think people get too hung up on, where they are in the depth chart. But adding Stephon Diggs, unless like destroys the locker room or what have you, I think is a great addition for them. And that offense is going to get scary. Them extending Dalton Schultz and like heading in for a more, like they already had a great connection last year. That's going to be good. Joe Mixon, we'll see how he's going to do on the Texans team. I'm not like overly excited. I was really high on Pierce a couple years ago. And then last year, just didn't do anything. I think Singletary, right? He was the guy who was rocking back there. I'm curious to see how Mixon's going to do, but this offense should be great.
I think Diggs and Collins will each have over 1,000 receiving yards in the offense.
All right.
I think Diggs will be second. I think Nico's going to have the most receiving yards on the Texans offense. Bringing Schultz back, huge. I like Mixon for the Texans. He's consistent, and I like the two backs. I think Dameon Pierce is going to be closer to what we saw in 2022 versus last season.
I hope so.
And don't forget about Andrew Beck. If Aaron Donald comes out of retirement and plays for the Chiefs, I will find a way to take down the NFL. I will throw out my livelihood to end the entire league. Andrew Beck. He returned a kick last year for a touchdown as a fullback. Can you imagine? with the new kickoff rules, how they implement this guy as a threat. He is on the pup list, though. Jerry Hughes refuses to retire. I love it. They added Tim Settle. That's a nice piece to have on the line. I mean, it's just like, I think their defensive front is going to be good. You got Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson in year 2.
Defensive rookie of the year.
Autry's there.
Danielle Hunter, like it's a
Henry Tutu. We're not talking about Henry Tutu enough.
Stingley looks good last year. Oh, I thought you froze for a second.
Nope, I was just thinking about Tutu.
Okay. Like, I think they're going to be a very fun team to watch. And, like, they're 100%, I think, the favorites, maybe, to win. You just have to wonder, because I just did their season, and going back and, like, watching, like, all of their games and going through their season again, I was like, okay, yeah, they definitely lost some games that they shouldn't have. Like, there was definitely some growing pains. But CJ Stroud, like, that was one of the, like, he just looked so good. So good. So I'm excited to see what this team looks like this year. And I think that they're definitely going to be contending.
Yeah. The interesting move for the Texans this offseason was signing 2 top 10 drafted corners and hoping one of them can be a depth.
Yeah. Like somebody.
Yeah.
Please.
It's Jeff Okudah. He got Patricia'd in injury issues. CJ Henderson, like 2 guys that just didn't work out. I hope one of those guys finds like a role on the Texans defense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're going to be the best team, I think, until it's just CJ Stroud. He's just so fucking good.
Sure. Yeah. Who are you going for now? Go Titans. 1 down Jaguars.
Go Titans, because we know they're going to be in last place. Hopkins, old. Ridley, old. Boyd, old.
Okay. I think...
old. That said, I really love all 3 of these receivers.
Yeah, so I think that the potential for the Titans is actually pretty high. I think, again, it's going to come down to Will Levis. I think they overpaid Calvin Ridley pretty significantly. DeAndre Hopkins, that signing still doesn't make a ton of sense to me when they did it, just because it seemed like the window had already closed. That's neither here nor there. Tyler Boyd, I think, is a good addition to the wide receiver crew. It's just going to come down to Levis, who, again, Titans are high on him. And I think an offseason, just getting, like, familiar with everything again, I think that they're going to be a competitive team. There are some folks saying the Titans are going to be, like, one of the worst teams in the league. I don't think they're going to be, like, top 3 or top 5 worst. I think because the potential is too high. Do you think they're going to be that bad?
I think they have the potential to be. You're saying that they have potential to be good. I think they have potential to be the worst. I don't want that, Titans fans. I'm not rooting for the Titans to be bad. You make a change at head coach. That's always a tough transition.
Dude, like Spears, I'm so high on Spears. Like Pollard, they entered in if he winds up I imagine he's going to do RB1 role first, and then Spears is going to take over by the end of the season.
I'm rooting for Julius Chestnut.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun to watch.
You know, they can be possibly carried by their defense. That might be Will Levis's best friend. DeAndre Hopkins forced his way into being one of my favorite wide receivers to watch in the NFL.
Sure.
He was insane. He was good last year. But when your 3 starting receivers will be 30 during the season, I just question their ability. It's weird. It's like you're debating like a weird question in your head because they're veteran receivers. That's like very good for a young quarterback. And maybe one of those guys is maybe Ridley can still be that explosive playmaker. Hopkins is going to be like your security blanket. And And Boyd's he's a good slot receiver. He was a good slot receiver with the Bengals. So it's like, it's either going to be very nice for Will Levis and his development, or we're going to be saying like they just don't have a guy to make plays in the receiving game.
Sure.
Jaguars fans will say Ridley missed a lot of opportunities last year. Anybody who wants to like defend Trevor Lawrence will go in and show like all of the plays that his receivers dropped. I don't know. We'll see. You're hoping, maybe like it just didn't work out with Traylon Burks. And then I do like Lloyd Cushenberry coming over. He just came off one of his best seasons for the Broncos. They paid him a lot of money. Was Skoronski last year's draft? Is this his second season? And JC Latham. I think the most important thing is that their offensive line is improved. Yes. And if that's true, then yeah, I think you've got potential for growth as a team. But
I think so. Like, I think they're last in the division. Dean said this before. I think they're last in the division, but I don't necessarily think they're an awful team.
Yeah.
Like, if Will Levis turns out to be like the guy and solid, it's a great season for Titans fans, because this is okay. Here you go. You get the full season. Go out and start. Yeah. See what you got. We improved the offensive line. We gave you this. They should have a pretty good running game. Let's see if you're the guy.
Yep.
And that's it, because like you said, new head coach and everything. If Levis is not the guy, they move on. They're going to go get a quarterback next year, most likely. Yeah. So here, it's a see what happens. And I think it could be solid. Like, it could be pretty good. I think at the bare minimum, they're going to be competitive. So
I think at the bare maximum, they're going to be competitive.
That's fair, K-Chen. Yeah, I want to see Will Levis do well. Yeah. So let's talk about the Jaguars.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I do like the Snead signing.
Sure.
Thank you for making the Chiefs maybe a tiny bit worse, Tennessee.
Tiny bit. Yeah, secondary.
I will be rooting for you, Tennessee. I'm not rooting against you. Sometimes I just got to be clear with that.
All right. Let's talk about arguably. I'm going to... Do you think it's an overreaction to say that they were one of, if not the most disappointing team last year?
Ooh.
Personally, for me, yes. Yeah. Because the way that we talked about Trevor Lawrence heading into that year, Calvin Ridley blowing up at training camp, be like, look at the speed, look like everyone was running in slow motion. We added Calvin Ridley. Oh man, they're gonna be so good this year. They made that run the year prior. They faced against the Chiefs. This and they had the division. It just ended in such disappointment. And this is why you look at this year and go, I think you look at coaching. That's a little bit of all right, do we have the right pieces there? Because looking at it on paper, this should be a good football team. Like, you look at their offensive line, you're like, okay, maybe they overpaid a good amount, for their offensive line and what the production they were getting out of them, because it wasn't that great. But Trevor Lawrence still believed. We were talking about him potentially being MVP last year, right before the season started.
I think he was my
I love Travis Etienne. I think he's great. Brian Thomas Jr., the addition of him, I'm really excited. Getting Christian Kirk back is going to be pivotal, because he was missed greatly when he was not playing.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis doesn't move the needle for me a ton. Just
unless he could to you, sir.
Be more consistent. Maybe that would help a little bit. Evan Ingram, he's been great for Jacksonville. It's like the team has the pieces. They just did not put it together, and then injuries last year definitely didn't help, and then they blew the division. Because if they wound up winning the division last year, I think we're still talking about the Texans and how awesome they are and how up and coming of a team they are. But there's a little bit more respect on the Jaguars name. Right now, I think it's you guys got to prove that you could do it.
Yeah.
Because last year was just such a disappointment for where the expectations were.
Trayvon Walker, he's the guy. He's got to have a leap this year.
Yeah, granted. Good point.
They took him famously first overall. He got better last year. But if they could have, if they had Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Allen now on the same defensive line, we'd be like, holy shit, that's a defense you need to be scared of. So I want to see what Trayvon Walker can do, how he can grow. And there's no reason for him to not be dominant playing opposite of Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting for the secondary, you signed Ron Darby, who was a little underrated when he was playing with Denver. But you got Darnell Savage, who you might be familiar with. Back end, that's what I don't want. That's where I have question marks about in terms of weakness. When you're talking about like all their offensive playmakers, I like it. I like Brian Thomas. I think he and Gabe Davis are a little bit similar, and I think a lot of Bills fans were interested in Brian Thomas as a draft prospect to replace Gabe Davis. And I think we're going to find out a lot about this team and whether or not we're sold on Doug Peterson as the head coach for them moving forward. But yeah, just X out last year as just a weird growth
injuries.
Year. Like last year should have been the season they had with Doug Peterson in his first year there. Maybe they just overperformed a little bit and they got to play the Chargers in the playoffs. So we got to watch the big collapse and then we got all excited about them.
So it was mentioned before, yes, the fact that they upgraded center with Mitch Morse, I like that. He's 32, right? So he's a bit older. I don't know how long he's going to be playing at that position, but to have stability there, yeah, that could make a sizable difference.
Yeah.
So a lot of it, I think, is going to come down. I know this is very hyperbolic, just like generic, but it really is like execution, because it just seemed that we're talking about the receiving drops, like, right? It's just, guys, they're not catching the effing ball. So I think that if they are able to make it come together, they're competing for first place in the division. I really think that. So it's just going to be a matter of, can they do that? I think that I'm right now between 2 and 3 with the Jaguars. There's more upside, I think, for the Colts because, again, they're so much more unknown. But I think the Jaguars, if they get back to where we all think they can be, then they're second or first place. Yeah, Darnell Savage, I don't know how much that's going to help your secondary, but, you know.
Yeah, it's there's questions there.
He's solid.
Yeah, I would give the Jags the benefit of the doubt, but I don't trust them. They've got to earn my trust again.
Yes.
So yeah,
they're the Dolphins,
Texans, the Colts, the Jags, the Titans.
Texans, Jags, Colts, Titans. What you said?
No, Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a toss-up between Indy and Jacksonville, and the only reason it's a toss-up is because we don't have a pulse on Anthony Richardson yet.
So
if he played all last season, then I think it would be a little easier to determine. The way you were talking about Tennessee, like, I think the Jags could be competing for the first seed in this division.
Yeah.
Based on some of the talent they have, but I don't trust them yet. Yeah. They're suing some of their ex-employees for stealing $22 million from them. That type of shit trickles down.
Does it?
It trickles down. That's trickle-down economics.
I think right now, for me, the most confident I'd be is Texans first.
My big cup?
Ooh, real quick, before... I do like your big cup. How many of these teams do you think make the playoffs?
One.
Just one. Just one?
One. Yes, one. I guess you're at, like, okay, if it's two, you're suggesting the other two teams in the division are shit. You're thinking two teams are going to rack up wins within their own division, and that's why they'll get the edge of, say, like, AFC North team that maybe is a better team, but they have a worse record because they're cannibalizing, right? I don't know. That's a fun question. That's a fuck.
I think like there's a possibility you could get 2.
Yeah.
There is a possibility you could get 2. Because if we just AFC West, I see 1.
Yeah.
I see 1 from the AFC West. AFC East, 2 probably. Like I think you could get 2, right? Like Jets, Dolphins, Bills. Like I would assume like 2 out of those 3 are probably gonna make.
You could have 3 in the AFC East. You could have the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets.
Yeah, I was going with 2 for a safe one, so that'd be 3. Then the AFC North, you have
AFC North could be 3.
It could be 3. I think maybe 2 or 3, and then
AFC West is max 2. AFC South is max 2.
Yeah.
Like it could be. It could be between like the Chargers and the Colts for that final playoff spot, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got Texans. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna go Jaguars, Colts, Titans.
That's fair.
I'm gonna put a little bit more. I believe a little. And it's only because I didn't see Anthony Richardson play more games. So he comes out and lights it up. I think that they could be competing for the 1 spot. But
yeah,
we just don't know.
I hope Anthony Richardson's good. Because it looked like he was going to be a ton of fun to watch with Shane Steichen.
I agree. No, I think he's going to be so much fun. Like, I'm excited to watch the Colts this year. I think they're going to be a really fun team. So, by Friday, I think that there's like a 45% chance that he gets it done by this Friday. I think it's locked in by the end of next Friday. If not, then I'd be like, oh, all right, what's going on? So,
who gets?
Perna.
Yeah, I mean, because Love's got to get a deal.
Yep.
And then Tua and Dak are just kind of like lurking as well, right?
Yep. CeeDee Lamb's got to get that big deal too.
Packers, they'll figure it out. They'll get it done.
Yeah, I'm not concerned. Pardon, what you got coming out?
I posted a video yesterday, which NFL teams can go from worst to first this upcoming season. So Go watch that.
There you go.
Today, probably just a short. We're working on our next episode.
Gotcha.
What do you got?
I've been knocking out these. I have 8 teams left. I have just been knocking out these. They just take all freaking day. I think they're going to be good.
I like the optimism. I used to have it.
So I'm either going to get a Patriots or Steelers reaction video out today, or it'll be out tomorrow. I just don't know yet. I just have a million things I need to do. So working on coach, working on a gajillion things, working on stuff for the house. Stress is here. And the football season is almost here too. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We got a preseason game we're going to have to stream together, Tom.
Yes, we do. I'm very excited for that.
That'll be fun.
Very excited for that. It'll be dope. Well, folks, are we back on Friday, Perna?
Yeah, we should be.
Okay.
We'll get we'll get the AFC or the NFC South done.
Yeah. But folks,
I missed too many episodes.
No, we're good. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you real soon. Football is almost back, my friends. We'll see you on Friday. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated. That's a big cup.
Oh, real big cup. Always on brand, baby.
What about the...
Happy to give Sam's Club, which is technically part of Walmart, my money.
Did they get there, or are they just driving in circles? There's just...
You've been hydrated and you've reached your destination.
Okay.